Welcome back to the virtual court where you are the judge.
All right, counsel, let's wrap this case up. Proceed.
The defense rest. We ask that you find the state guilty of mentally injuring Quentin Stewart and Tata Smith. We charge the state with accessory to murder in the case of Kaya Stewart. And for the third murder, the unlawful diversion scheme where the social worker stole the grandchildren.
A broken promise. You might say, how could somebody tamper with a court order like that? Court orders should be sacred. But in child welfare, court orders are often flawed and manipulated. And nobody gets to see them except the parents. And the parents don't know what's going on. The whole, process could be finished and you'll have to go and explain everything that happened because they don't understand the language. They don't understand what is happening. So a court order should be sacred, but it's not. Let me tell you something. When I worked in Anne Arundel County, workers wrote their own court orders. But in Baltimore City, they have something called a petition writing unit. People with no real social work knowledge that have a little legal, secretarial knowledge, and they get, so many orders a day that they use these cookie cutter court orders. And when you get down to court, half of the stuff in your court order is wrong. And you'll be like, it says that she had a malodorous home. And I'm like, this lady's home was immaculate. This is about a lack of supervision case. I need you to change this. They don't want to change it because they want to win. And winning in family court should be about the family. But people like to win. What can I say? It's about ego. It don't matter where you go. There's always a good guy, but there's plenty of bad guys there, who seem like they care, who probably go home and brag to their families that they did so much for families, but they wouldn't even change a court order. I would have to ensure that my clients had a legal aid attorney because, of course, they couldn't afford one. And I would actually have to go to the legal aid attorney to get them to take the information out of the order that wasn't correct. Because our attorney didn't want to do it. They would say, oh, let's wait to disposition. I'll take it out then, as if they're going to remember with all the hundreds of cases they have. And how many people do you think actually went and argued about what was in the court order like I did? Hardly nobody. Probably nobody. But I would refuse to sign off on the orders, which kind of made me the black sheep at work too. I was the black sheep at home and the black sheep at work. I'm comfortable with that. The most alarming part about this story is my family's court order, which I'm not a party to, by the way, which means I have to be invited. The only reason that I know what was in the court order is because when I flew from the Caribbean for a team meeting with the Department of Social Services, they read the court order. And I was stunned. I was like, you wrote the court order like that? And nobody else in the room noticed that they had revealed mandated reporter information in the court order. I'm like, you put all my information in the court order. No wonder everybody is angry with me. There's a reason why, you're not supposed to reveal reporter information. And we don't want people to be afraid to call in when there's abuse. You cannot reveal mandated reporter information. I got in touch with the person who was the supervisor of CPS legal, and they told me sometimes we have to reveal the reporter. Really? What about the law? You mean with your law degree, you can't even figure out how to word a simple petition without revealing the reporter? Really? That makes you seem real stupid. This is basic social work 101, yet not one professional that sat at that table noticed the flaw but me. So essentially, I'm named in the court order as the witness against my own family, but I'm not allowed in the courtroom because I'm not a party. This is some backwards ass law practices. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It's a systemic issue that needs addressing. I call for an audit of all court orders, How many families have been torn apart because of these flawed documents? Again, I think the family service contract should be a part of the court order to ensure fairness and that the contract is followed by both parties. How can we ensure court orders protect families, not destroy them? Well, to be honest, you're going to have to advocate for yourself because the state, they're not going to advocate for you. And even if you have the money, don't mean that you're going to come out on top. Tune in for my final words.
This is case number 1111. Shauna Stewart and family versus the state of Maryland and Child Protective Services.
The defense rest. We ask that you find the state guilty of mentally injuring Quentin Stewart and Tata Smith. We charge the state with accessory to murder in the case of Kaya Stewart. And for the third murder, the unlawful diversion scheme where the social worker stole the grandchildren.
Justice presides, I stand before you as the judge who decides a moment of reckoning.
Workers who are not licensed and cannot pass competency tests are allowed to remove children. Finally, Your Honor, it is against the law for social workers to adopt where they work. When social workers steal children, we all suffer.
In this hollow courtroom, justice presides, I stand before you as the judge who decides a moment of reckoning. The truth collides, the state stands accused, its wrongs can't hide. In this hollow courtroom, justice presides, I stand before you as the judge who decides a moment of reckoning. The truth collides, the state stands accused, its wrongs can't hide. In this hallowed courtroom where justice decides, I stand before you as the judge who decides a moment of reckoning. The truth collides, the state stands accused, its wrongs can't hide.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, this case has been officially passed on to the virtual jury for their verdict. Thank you for your service. Adjourned.
It's murder in the first degree, find them guilty. A state murder my children, my family, and me. We'll have to pick up the pieces, shattered and scared. But the judge don't pay no cost, but his family